Where's that thing? No, no, that's not it. No, where this it? No, it's not. Where? Well, I guess I'm not that organized. But then again, not a lot of people are. But for sped students, it's especially hard because that may be a barrier. So, how do we help those types of students? Well, that's what we're going to be talking about today. As soon as I can find my clicker. Today's lesson, organization. So, before we can get into some of the strategies to help those with organization, we need to first understand what organization means. Organization is the act or process of organizing or of being organized. So, which types of students can struggle with this? Well, any student that has deficits with executive functioning skills. This can include ADHD, although this one alone does not necessarily qualify as a disability. ASD, autism spectrum disorder, and then any other type of learning disability that might enable executive functioning skills, such as specific learning disabilities, decoding, anxiety, etc. Now, you're probably wondering, wait a second, you introduced a new term, executive functioning. What is it? Well, executive function refers to mental processes, such as executive functioning skills, that help you set and carry out goals. So now that we know what executive functioning skills are and how those relate to organization, how can you help these types of students? Well, there are a number of different ways. One, you can create checklists. Sometimes checklists are really good for students that need that visual reminder. You can use a planner. Just like with checklists, it's a visual way of showing the student or your child what you're doing on the specific day. For example, if you have a chore list, having that on the refrigerator helps them know what they're going to be doing that day and when they're going to be doing it. Setting time limits. Sometimes when you say, I want your room cleaned, you don't really set a time limit. So that could be today, tomorrow, or next week. But if you tell them you have 10 minutes to clean your room, or you need to clean your room, okay? In a half hour, I want to see this place spick and span. By allowing them to have time limits, you're basically establishing a set limit for them to be able to follow. Because without limits, it doesn't really help. And then explain the rationale. For a lot of students that suffer with autism, sometimes just telling them because doesn't get the point across. They need actual rationale. So explain why you want them to do this. Because if you want them to clean their room, it's going to be easier to find things when they need it later on. Establish routines. This is especially important because for students that suffer with executive functioning skills, establishing a routine builds a habit. And once you have established a habit, it makes it a lot harder to break that habit. So routines are a good way to do that. And then last but not least, use rewards because sometimes, especially for younger kids, using rewards means that they're going to want to do that thing over and over and over again. So by organizing their room and making sure that they get some type of reward, it's going to be a built-in habit that they're going to do long after the rewards go away. Organization can be difficult for everybody, not just kids, not just those with disabilities. It can be difficult for even adults. Look at me. But the key thing is that as special ed teachers, we try to establish those organizational and functional skills at an early age. Because once they've established them and they get to my age, then they don't have to worry about being disorganized. But it's a constant reminder every day to stay organized. So don't think that once you've established it, you can just let it go. No, it needs constant reminders and upkeep because after all, once they graduate from high school, they're going to go out into the real world. and nobody's going to hold their hand. Now, if you liked what you saw, you learned something new, or you're new to the channel, please click that like button. And if you want updates on future videos, feel free to click the subscribe button and ring the bell for updates on future videos. And as always, if you have questions or comments, or there's a particular topic in special ed that you would like me to cover, by all means, drop a line in the comments section and I'd be happy to cover it. And until next time, class dismissed.